What's going on YouTube? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Titan's Return, Leader Class Power Master Optimus Prime. This is an homage to the original Power Master, Master Force figure, or I should say Power Master's Optimus Prime, or Master Force God Ginrai, whichever one you want to compare him to. The figure looks pretty darn good. Now this is a heavy retool slash remold of the already pretty darn good Leader Class Ultra Magnus from Generations that we got a couple months back. Now, I do have to stipulate, my figure has a few QC issues, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And there are some weird paint choices. You've got this nice red here at the upper shoulder and forearm, and then the red is a completely different color for the joints. It's just odd decisions. The overall look of the figure in robot mode is quite good and busy. He looks like he's got a lot of stuff attached to him. On his shoulders, he does have two guns that come off and can fit Titan Masters. Actually, these kind of look like flying jets of some sort. I could totally see these being little flying guns. That's pretty cool, actually. The figure also comes with these two guns, which are just retools of the ones that come with Ultra Magnus. Now, the figure doesn't hold them real well, so you have to take the handle and jam the handle into these little slots underneath both hands. That's the only way that he can hold the guns really all that well. The guns do combine, as you can see, but there's no giant hammer or missile pods for him to use. I guess you could use these guns, maybe? And we'll just add them real quick. Sure, that kind of doesn't work. Up close, the figure is well molded, well detailed, and fairly well painted, except for the insides of the arms. That gray hollowness is just a little weird. His chest and head are fantastic. Head is on the swivel, just like Blaster. Chest, it's just really well done. Shoulders are ratchets. Swivels above the elbows. Elbows are supposed to be ratchets, but we'll get into that in a minute. Hands don't rotate, but they do open and close. Legs have ratchets in the hips that are really, really bad. More on that in a minute. Swivels at the knees. Ratchets in the knees. Swivel at the thigh. And then the feet are the same as Generations Ultra Magnus. So you can get some decent poses out of this figure. But, as you know, I'm terrible at posing, so I will refrain. So some words about the ratchets that have the issues. The elbows don't ratchet. They just swing freely. So you could turn that arm, or turn the arms, or shoulders I should say, and the arms will move, especially with the guns in them. The guns are just light enough to not make the elbows droop. But I'm surprised that they forgot to put the ratchets in. Now for the hips, this is a different issue. The ratchets are just too loose. They've got too much wiggle in them, and I don't remember Ultra Magnus having that much wiggle in his hips. So here are Prime and Ultra Magnus together. Now with Ultra Magnus hips, I did notice that there is some wiggle in the just straight up and down position, but as soon as you get it out to at least one click, it gets pretty stiff. Prime doesn't do that at all. Primes are very, very wiggly little hips, or ratchets. Prime's Titan Master is just same as kind of Ultra Magnus. Flip it up, and you have this wonderful little Orion Pax head. So unpeg that, and transform him. Man, that thing is bland looking, but it kind of reminds me of a Micronaut for some reason. Prime's transformation is pretty complex, but so is Ultra Magnus's. First, I've already gone in and removed the Titan Master. Push the chest down. That will enable you to open up the ports here in the front of the vehicle mode. And then just flip the entire head unit assembly down. And then we get this nice little chair for the Titan Master to sit in. Next, flip up this little spacer. And then we can close the vehicle mode like that. Grab this whole chest section, flip it up, spin it around, snap it into place, and then pull it up away from the body. Now we'll come down to the legs and reach to the inner part of the bottom part of the legs and fold out these sections that will form the sides of the truck mode. Next, come to the chest, open up the chest, fold down the back of the figure, take the arms and then unpeg them, and they will fold up over the front of the cab, and they will peg together. Next, we will drop the legs and the hips straight down into these cab sections, and make sure that the feet are folded up into these blue sections, which were the shins, like that. So we'll just bring all of that down, make sure everything is folded up correctly, and make sure not to pinch yourself like I am doing. Ow, 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 ow. Once we've got the legs down, the chest component is forming the base, then we could start closing up panels and moving everything into place. Off the forearms, we'll fold out these panels that will then peg and fit into the sides, and then we fold these sides in, and the sides will peg into the forearms up here and into these sections over on the side, and then we just try and get everything to look like a big box truck. Once the transformation is complete, you have a wonderful homage to the original Power Master Prime in vehicle mode. This is a really nice looking figure, but it is a significantly more difficult transformation than, say, Ultra Magnus. And that's simply because of the panels. Ultra Magnus did not have nearly the amount of panel issues that I feel that Prime does. One thing I did notice is that Prime and Ultra Magnus's tractors, or these guys, are different. They aren't major differences, but you can spot the difference. The grills are different. The overall molding is different, and Prime's is, well, just bigger. Now, enough of the comparisons with Ultra Magnus. Prime does move freely in this mode, and like I said, you can fit the Titan Master inside the trailer here, or I'm sorry, inside the tractor part of the big rig mode, though getting this section open after you do close it is a little bit of a challenge, just because of the way things are lined up. Remember, I said that there is a chair there, so we can fit one of the Titan Masters in there. So give me just a moment to get a little Titan Master stuck up in there. And there are little clamps right there. Clamps? There are little clamps right there that will hold the guy in place, which I do appreciate, though they don't seem to be working all that well for me right now. But you can get the Titan Master in there. Just getting him to stay is appearing to be a little bit of a challenge. But trust me, it can be done. Just not on camera, apparently. And what would the alt mode be for Power Master Prime if you couldn't attach all the guns to it? Now, before we wrap up, we do have to show off the base mode. To get into the base mode, point the figure such that the tractor, I keep calling it a tractor, the big rig part is pointing away from you. Undo all the panels that you so meticulously put together. So just undo everything, fold up these sections to the forearms, open up the arms, and then point them straight up to the sky, like that. Next, fold up the centerpiece, split the legs open, and then fold the legs, or what would be the shins, down, spread the legs out a bit, and then fold the legs so that the Autobot symbols are kind of staring at each other like that. Next, come up to the front where the big rig part is, the engine, slide it back, reach underneath, and flip out this little booster thing that looks like a toddler would climb up. Then grab the legs, fold them in like this, and fold the, before we fold the legs, we want to fold this section down, and then fold these down like that, and fold them in. So fold them down, push them down a little bit, and fold them in like that. To be honest, this base mode is a bit dumb. It really is. I can see what they're going for. I honestly do. I don't think the execution is quite there. I mean, you turn it around and it looks like poor Prime is trying to drag something that just doesn't want to be dragged. Now, I went ahead and did the same thing with Ultra Magnus, and Ultra Magnus just looks as silly, but I think it works better, which is really weird. I mean, both of those are incredibly stupid. Overall, Titan Returns Leader Class Optimus Prime is a perfectly fine figure. I personally like Blaster more, but Prime is, as I said, perfectly good. He's got a great robot mode, a nifty, if already done already, transformation, and the vehicle mode is good. The base mode is just silly, but we kind of expected that based on the pictures. So gang, overall, I would say pick him up, but if you have to choose between him or Blaster, I would probably get Blaster, simply because I like all of Blaster's modes more. So gang, I hope you've enjoyed this video review. As always, I am Baltmatrix. I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.